Hey everybody, we're going into week 13 already. The semester is winding down at a rapid pace now. Again, I apologize for missing some videos of last week, but hopefully I was able to get you guys caught up with some of my emails and with writing up some of the announcements. But for sure, these last few weeks, I'll be sure to make sure to have a video provided. I feel like it provides some solid feedback and it makes you guys aware that I'm still around. I'm still paying attention and I'm still responding to you, and I am still trying to teach this class as best I can. It's been an interesting semester so far, and again, we've got 3 more weeks left, so here we go. So with week 13, we're winding down, and we're looking now at the future of genomics and where this is all headed. So what we've seen now in how genomics is and the emerging technology has really started to take effect already within our own lifestyles, and how genomic testing, which is now becoming more affordable, allows us to know more about ourselves, not only where we come from and what we're inheriting from our families, but we also understand like our diseases, what we're predisposed to, what we're more prevalent to getting. A lot of various factors are going into it, along with the genetics and understanding our genome. Knowing these things obviously can help us determine how to alter our lifestyles. Well, what we eat, for example, how we eat, if we need to exercise more. We've seen and talked about the environmental effects, right? That was known as epigenetics. So how even the environment and where we live and how we live within a given environment can really help us in either enhance our lifestyle and enhance or prolong our life rather. So these are, like I said, many factors that are being looked at along with our sequences of DNA, and how research scientists, for example, are trying to figure out how to manipulate our genes in order to improve quality of life. And on the flip side, people like yourselves, the future and current healthcare professionals, can use our genetic sequences and or screens or genetic testing that is done to provide a more specific healthcare plan. Now I use healthcare plan because that's a perfect transition into your final project. So over the next couple weeks, and it'll be due week 15, so the final week of class, you are going to do just that. You are going to put together a healthcare plan, a very short, quick one, I promise, based off of a genetic screen or genetic disease that has been screened for your mock patient. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put together a brief genomic healthcare action plan. You'll investigate a disease, ideally one that already has a genetic link, and that has relevant research as well. From there, you will come up with a plan on how to either prevent the disease from happening, cope with the disease, so looking at, say, possible medications that may already be using right now, activities, like physical activities one can do, diet and or lifestyle alterations. So in other words, you're going to pick a disease, do a little bit of research, then role play that you are the nurse and have a patient whose genetic screening has come back with the results saying that the patient is positive for either being predisposed to a disease, so that is that they have a higher risk of having that disease maybe later on in their lifetime, and devise a plan of how they may be able to prolong their quality of life and reduce the risk of ultimately getting that disease. Or consider how you might come up with a plan for someone who already has a genetically linked disease and how they might have to cope with it. Again, thinking about possible medications, in their clinical trial, maybe things that you might suggest or have them try or look into, physical activity, diet alterations, lifestyle changes. So you're going to come up with just 3 major goals, and you're going to follow the SMART technique So each goal needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to the bigger picture, so preventing the disease from happening or coping with the disease, and timely. That is, can you set a timeline for some of these goals? So for example, if someone is predisposed to, increased risk of, say, heart disease, and they're overweight, one of your goals might be to suggest that that patient lose an X amount of weight by the end of the year or within 6 months. So that's being timely as well as measurable, because it's something that we can track and quantify how much weight that person is losing over a given time, and we've provided a timeline or a deadline for that to happen. When you go through the Blackboard page for this week of 13, there is a brief discussion board as always, but at the same time, I want you guys to really pay attention to the resources that I've provided for you for this assignment. I have provided a couple of key resources that will already help show you what kind of genetic diseases there are. I know a lot of you guys have been doing really good work and great research already on various diseases, but a lot of them are very common. So I want you to try to think outside the box. So utilize these resources I've provided with diseases that you may have heard or may not have heard of. And again, a lot of the research has been done for you, or the resources are right there. There's also a point in one of the resources, I think it's called Gene Reviews, that you'll use, and I strongly recommend you use. And they already point out and already have some possible treatment plans and action plans and goals that you can then use or alter for your mock patient for this final project. So again, go through that, start looking at the resources. There's a brief video as well, lecture or interview rather, that's really interesting to see kind of where the future of genomics is headed. That's pretty relevant. And a brief article also about the future of genomics. So again, not too bad. Final project, and this is more of a written assignment too. So it's not going to be a video or anything too over the top, hopefully. And there's a template provided for you in the instructions. It's like a table format. You're welcome to use that, or kind of do a paragraph format is fine too, and just simply state out and lay out your 3 major goals, again following that SMART technique. Have a great weekend and a great week ahead. I know there's still some tests coming up leading up to your finals. RN to BSN students who are taking my class, I know your workload is also piling up with your other online courses. So again, do your best. Please stay in touch with me if you need any extensions, or if you feel like you're falling behind in any way, shape, or form. I'm here to provide that support and help. But so far, so great. Everyone's been doing a really good job and contributing greatly with this class. Again,